Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to talk for a few minutes about some famous Egyptian pharaohs. You may remember when we looked at Egyptian mythology and gods last time together, we talked about who was at the top of the pyramid in the Egyptian societal structure, and of course we know that was the pharaoh, the king, the leader. And we also talked about how ancient Egyptians believed that their ruler was either a god himself or was chosen by the gods. In the Egyptian form of government, the pharaoh inherited his throne, his position, from his father or brother or someone in his family. It was passed down to him. It was inherited by him. And I want you to look at this word in red. It may be a new word for you. The word is dynasty, and that refers to a group of family members that rule over a country, one after the other. Sons inherited the job, like we said, of being pharaoh from their fathers. Archaeologists have outlined over 20 different dynasties of Egyptian rulers from 3100 BC to nearly the end of the BC era. Now, we've talked about this a little bit before, but Egypt was not always one unified country ruled over by one single pharaoh. I want you to listen to a story called The Beginning of the Ancient Egyptian Civilization to learn more. Long ago, before Egypt was a country, people began settling in small villages beside the Nile River. The villages usually had chiefs who were their leaders. Sometimes a powerful chief would take over or conquer other villages so that he could be the chief of more than one village and be in charge of more land and people. Eventually, very powerful chiefs became known as kings and ruled over small kingdoms along the Nile River. The powerful kings continued to try to take over other kingdoms. Finally, there were just two kings of the settled land along the Nile. One was the king of Upper Egypt, who wore a white crown. Remember, Upper Egypt is in the south. The other was the king of Lower Egypt in the north, who wore a red crown. About 5,000 years ago, King Menes, who was the king of Upper Egypt, conquered Lower Egypt and made the two kingdoms into one. From then on, the kings or pharaohs of Egypt wore a double crown, part red and part white. Menes made Memphis the capital of his country. So you see in the pictures here, the red and white crown, the double crown of the pharaoh. That shows he ruled at a time when Egypt was united under one king, and he wore the crown of both Upper and Lower Egypt, the red and white crowns. I've also put a map on here for you to see the capital city of King Menes. It was the city in red there along the Nile River. It was called Memphis. Now, I want you to get your timeline of ancient Egypt that we started last week, and I want you to find 3100 BC on your timeline. We're going to label that today. That's when King Menes unified Upper and Lower Egypt under one king. Remember, 3100 BC was 3,100 years approximately before Jesus was born, and we've lived a little over 2,000 more years since Jesus was born, so that was over 5,000 years ago that we're talking about. Now pause your video and label At 3100 BC, what I have written on the screen, King Menes unified Upper and Lower Egypt. When you have labeled that, then unpause the video and come back and we'll continue. I want you to look at the map and remember that King Menes was in Upper Egypt. That's in the south. Why do you think he would want to conquer Lower Egypt in the north? What would be the advantage for him? Look at the location. It's right there on the Mediterranean Sea. That blue at the top that you see is the Mediterranean Sea. And so I'm sure he would like that for good transportation, for transporting goods and things like that. But also look at the little tiny tributaries, branches up at the northern end of the Nile River. Those were also very rich areas as well. So it was very advantageous for him to control that region as well as the one he already had. Now I want us to take a few minutes and look at some famous pharaohs. Some pharaohs are especially famous today because of the unique things they did during their reigns. I want you to listen to this story of this very unique pharaoh, Hatshepsut, to find out what was so special about her. The Queen Hatshepsut was a special kind of pharaoh. She was the wife of Pharaoh Thutmose and the second, and she proclaimed herself the pharaoh when he died because their son was too young to rule the country. Even as the son grew older, though, Hatshepsut stayed as pharaoh for 20 years. In order to help people to see her as a powerful pharaoh and not to think that she was weak because she was a woman, Hatshepsut dressed as a king and even wore a false beard. You may have noticed those false beards on some different pictures that we've looked at in books and things. The false beard that was strapped on. Hatshepsut ordered many magnificent temples to be built during her reign. There were no wars when Hatshepsut was pharaoh, and she helped to improve Egyptian trade for goods with other places far away. She sent expeditions to a country called Punt to bring back ivory, animals, spices, and gold. Egypt was very powerful and successful during her reign. After Hatshepsut died, some of her monuments were destroyed and her mummy was stolen. But archaeologists have found out a lot about her from those monuments that do remain. We're going to label on our timeline Hatshepsut's name. If you'll find 1473 on your timeline and label it with just her name, Hatshepsut, we'll mark that as the beginning of her reign. Pause the video and do that now. You'll hear a little more about Hatshepsut in the video that you'll be watching in a few minutes. You'll also hear about this pharaoh, Ramses II. You've probably heard of him before. Does he sound familiar to you from our Exodus book? Ramses was a very successful warrior, unlike Hatshepsut, who reigned in a peaceful time. Ramses II was a warrior pharaoh, and he had many monuments built to himself. There you see the one in the center had not one, not two, but 4 statues of identical statues of himself going into this tomb area. Look at the picture there on the right. There you can see the false beard of the pharaoh that we talked about a minute ago. You can also see the fancy headdress that he would wear, and he's holding in his hands in that cross position some of the symbols of the pharaoh as well. Well, let's look at another pharaoh. This is Cheops, or Khufu, and you may have heard of him before. He is the one who had the Great Pyramid to be built for his tomb. You see a picture of the pyramid there, the 3 pyramids at Giza, The center one, the largest one, is Cheops or Khufu's pyramid, the Great Pyramid. And the other two are for his son and grandson who ruled after him. Another famous pharaoh was Akhenaten. He was unusual because he decided during his reign that the Egyptians should only worship one god, the sun god called Aten, and you hear and see that at the end of his name, Akhenaten. He's also very famous for another reason. His son was very famous. You've heard of his son before. We'll talk about him in just a minute. This is Akhenaten's wife, Nefertiti. And she is also famous because we have lots of pictures and hieroglyphic writing devoted to her. You see a statue here and a bust of her head and some drawings on some tomb walls. Remember, she's Akhenaten's wife. You see them holding hands in that bottom statue. Nefertiti is thought to be one of the most beautiful women that ever lived. She goes down in history as being remembered for her great beauty. Tutankhamun, I know you've heard of. Well, he's the son of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. And when Tutankhamun began to reign, remember he was only a boy of age 9 when he began to reign, it was because his father, of course, had died, and his father Akhenaten removed all the many gods and worshipped that one god. But Tutankhamun brought back the many gods under the direction of his advisors. He brought back all the old gods that they'd had before. Now, Tutankhamun did not reign for very long. He was young when he became king. He was young when he died. We know a lot about him, though, and there's a reason why. It's because his tomb that you see here pictured was discovered in the 1920s by archaeologist Howard Carter from England, and it had never been opened since the day it was sealed. Never been opened. And so all of the treasures were inside completely undisturbed, unlike many others who have been raided by tomb robbers. His was in perfect condition, so when they opened it, everything was in place, and we could learn so much about a pharaoh and the burial of a pharaoh by seeing his undisturbed tomb. The last pharaoh we'll look at today is another famous ruler of Egypt, Cleopatra, another woman. But she ruled in a time actually after the pharaohs, when the Greeks were ruling over Egypt in 332 BC. Well, I hope you enjoyed looking at those with me today. Now I want you to go and look at the video on famous pharaohs that I have linked for you, and you'll enjoy learning a little bit more about some of these pharaohs. Hope you enjoyed the study of pharaohs today.